You think that I'm hidden, but you can't see me within your soul. You forgot who I was. You forget who I am now. The believer's belief, your faith has died. You cannot see who is, where is, who we are. Being held back from other powers. Limited by time and space, but yet not limited by time and space. It's slow decapitating, slowly death for human beings. But your death is just to encompass a pass into something else that you do not know, into different spiritual dimension, realm, reality that you create yourselves as gods, lesser, lower gods. The whole world searches for the answer of who is the enemy, who is their creator. They think they know for sure so well, put into their own mind and perspective and their own false beliefs and bullshit into their hearts. They believe in something they've been taught for hundreds and hundreds of years. You believe one way. Let me tell you the misfortune when you have a closed mind. It's closing. You have to reopen your mind again and see from your third eye. Go into your meditation state and go within your soul so you can find who you are on the inside. You're not born here just to die as flesh. You're not born here just as a skin carcass body that you just call yourself human and think that you can work and be you want to think that working being slaves to a system is a part of who you are as a human being. But work, family, that's not even the tip of the iceberg. That's not even 1% of why we're all here. And you have to figure out, do you know who you are on the inside? Do you know, will you be able to find who I am on the inside? There's gonna come a time and a day when change will be imminent and will be needed. But you have to figure out the truth. It stands right in front of you. Because the truth will manifest and set you free. But the truth you keep fighting and killing yourselves for, that you keep looking for, is speaking right now. The truth is right here, who I am. But you're not going to find me, you're not going to understand with your limited capabilities of your blocked minds of confusion and fog. You will not see who I am. And you will not see who you yourselves are as souls, gods, demons, and angels in human flesh bodies. Not all of us, you think you're just come here born as some human being for some random reason and purpose, and you have no idea your will or your purpose for your life. Why are you here? You're not here just to get a job. But you're here, you find yourself, you have to find your talents, your gifts, your abilities on the inside. You bring that forth, you reach that, but spiritually you have to also figure out why you're here, who you are on the inside, and who you are meant to be. Now when the one comes to you, and you do not see them because they are in a separate or a different form, you will not recognize them, even with the barriers of the dimensional capabilities. If the gates are blocked by certain higher powers, you will not be able to see exactly who I am until you open your third eye and see who I am for yourself, spiritually speaking. I've been denied since before I was ever a human and becoming a human on this earth. Wicked souls or enemies of the past incarnation of lives, probably the past soul lives or whatever we were, which is given when you are and you figure out who you are. You know there are times when people can go into this certain state capable of using my mind at a greater power. You will not understand what is around you, what the angels are doing, what a portal is until you see one, like I have. You will not know what in the hell I'm talking about unless you dive into your subconscious, your deep state of mind, your heart of the inner you, and take that time and figure out who you are on the inside. See me, to see how you were created eventually. You have to go back to the deep recesses of your mind's soul journey from your past lives, your past experiences as otherworldly beings, because now you are manifested in human form. You're not just some human empty shell, flesh sack body carcass just walking around without a soul. If you have any idea what a soul is, in which is part of my creation, there are many of us who before we become humans, we help to create souls of certain beings before we ourselves come into the same flesh sack of the beings that we create. And there are a few of us that help to create this world, to create this earth in which you live amongst several beings of which you forgot about but you cannot forget about at the same time. Your mind is the inner unlocking portal into your soul. Now, to access this, you have to go within yourself. How do you do that? Start off with your spiritual beliefs. What were you raised to believe? Now, do you believe in the same things that your parents and your family believe in? Do you have your own ideas of what could be real when it comes to God, goddesses, or whatever you want to believe in? How does your beliefs match other people's? Your beliefs specifically does not have to match a single soul on this planet. We are not made to follow suit and to abide by a main religion. Know your religion and who you are on the inside, your own beliefs, personal, in what agrees to your heart and what agrees to your soul is supposed to be the beliefs for you as an individual, incarnated here as a human being. There are many different, what I could say, dimensional planes of existence. There are many heavens, and there are levels of heavens and physical manifestations, states of hells, as well as heavens, both above the earth, inside the earth, past the sky, and into space, and past space itself. Some of us, most of us, you will not know these things unless you yourself, you have to travel outside of your body. Travel because your soul wants to take a journey once in a while. You have to allow yourself to get to certain aspects of your soul. You have to let your soul be free in a state of. You can start with dreaming. You can start with questioning your beliefs and finding the real truth to whatever you believe about. Not by books, but by looking within yourself. And you could use books to help with that if you would like, but to find truth that radiates, you have to know that not all truth is revealed to each and every individual. Not all truth will be told. Sometimes what I do is I have specific abilities. Some of us have spiritual abilities and gifts that you will be created with and born of. Before you become a human, you already have these innate abilities and spiritual gifts within your soul that me and a few other higher powers have created you to be. Some of those include singing, writing, talents. Some of those include, geniuses and scientists. Some of those include what we use every day in our physical lives, such as electricity inside an outlet, and how the kingdom of heaven works inside the electricity that even works inside the neurons of your psychic brains. I'm personally many things, but I will not dive into detail because no one will believe until they are ready to receive. But I will say I have been a psychic, someone who sees the future for many years, but that I'm also telepathically, I telepathically communicate with higher beings that come speak to me sometimes. Not a lot of higher beings, just a couple. I have the higher god Lucifer who comes to speak to me. And now I know part of who I am, as well as other beings who have told me a part of who I am. Some of us, what it really represents, what it really boils down to is you humans forget how to love. You forget how to be one with each other. And you war and you fight on for your inner soul. That is the inner soul that's screaming to be known. That's why there's emotions and misunderstandings. When your inner soul, the inner you, is not known by others who may misunderstand you, then you cannot be seen, and nobody can be seen by another eyes of another human being who has been in the memory of forgetfulness, in the darkness of being cast as a human from heaven, as we all were. Some believe we have made contracts to become humans upon this earth, born as fetuses. Through the blood is the spirit. Through the blood is part of the soul incarnated into water. That is within your bodies. Humans, which are darker people, come from the dark earth, the soil, the ground. When you see a certain color of a person, they are a certain particular soil. If you were a white person, you come from clay. Physically, at least, you come from white clay that comes from specific areas near specific islands, volcanoes, streams. Some of you were created from streams, certain rivers, certain specific areas and places in which you find in your DNA. When you take a shot and you find out who and what you are, say you're from Germany, you were made specifically in that spot spiritually. When you are being formed as a human, spiritually wise, when your soul is transferred into the blood, when your soul is transferred as a human being, bits and pieces of you were put together by other beings, such as myself. I am just now recollecting part of my past memory from before I was a human, and it's just starting to come to me as of the past 2 years or so. So, before I can show myself, I need to have more followers on my YouTube channel. Goodbye.